There were some faces there that were hurting, and I was probably the only face that had a smile on it, knowing that I was going to get some assistance getting back to Bondi, because I've got a secret weapon up my sleeve.
The bond between lifeguards is normally watertight. Not today.
The annual Lifeguard race, it's one of the biggest events on the lifeguarding calendar.
27 lifeguards will tackle the brutal course. The first leg is a 1.5 kilometre run from Bondi to Tamarama. Then a 500-metre swim to Bronte. A 2.5 kilometre board paddle back to Bondi. Finally, a beach sprint to the finish line.
There's bragging rights that come with it, so it's massive for the lifeguards. And look, if anyone says they're just going to take it easy, that's the biggest lie you could ever hear, because once the starter goes, it's on and everyone wants to get that first place.
Definitely not the favourite. No, those days are gone, way gone.
Joel's definitely the one to beat. The bloke is just a weapon. He's super fit.
Jackson's been training the house down this year. I actually think Jackson's my favourite.
Everyone sort of say, oh, no, I haven't been training, but, you know, secretly, a couple of weeks out, the boys are getting their boards out, like sneaking out the corners.
My name's definitely not in the favourites, but I will say it's 2023 and it's a year of technology, so I'll leave it at that.
The lifeguard race has had its share of skullduggery. Sand in runners' shoes.
It's Vaseline on his board.
Sabotaging paddleboards. This year, Harrison is taking subterfuge to new lows.
I did some research and I've come across this. Wow.
Tommy Bunning, Molly and Quigley are all off go.
Molly's basically new to the service, so he was a little bit of an unknown for me, so I put him off go.
Coops, Harrison, Chapo, Jack and Reidy are off 3 minutes.
All right, we ready? Set, go! All right, Muzzy, you're up next. Go.
All right, Coops, Harrison, Chapo and Reidy.
First, the 1.5 kilometre run.
That's the top of the hill.
50-year-old Molly keeps his lead at the end of the run leg. But young guns Jackson and Joel are moving up the field.
I was swimming from Tama to Bronte. Joel hadn't caught me yet, and all I was thinking about was just when he was going to come, because I knew there was going to be a time where he'd rear up from behind me. Vamos!
Harrison's doing it tough in the middle of the pack, but he has a wicked plan.
There were some faces there that were hurting, and I was probably the only face that had a smile on it, knowing that I was going to get some assistance getting back to Bondi, because I've got a secret weapon up my sleeve.
Yeah, the swim's going to sort him because it's pretty bumpy today.
Molly keeps his lead after the swim leg.
Looks like Molly, Quiggers and Mouse have all come out of the swim together. That's good. And they've got the lead.
How you going, Molly?
Oh, tired, buddy. Tired. Molly could win this. So he's over 50s.
After a leisurely swim, Harrison cruises in the middle of the pack.
The swim was just beautiful, and I came out. There's a few guys in front of me and also a few guys behind. And running up the beach, and there it was, my board there waiting for me. I pushed the button and heard the thing start up, and away I went.
Oh my God.
The way I describe it was like a breeze. You know, it was like going for a leisurely Sunday paddle, but I was still keeping up with the guys. At one stage, I was doing just one-hand paddling, and I was still overtaking people.
I went into the water at Bronte with Harrison, and I consider myself a bit of a paddler, but Harrison's just kind of almost paddling with one arm, and I can't catch him.
No one was on to me. No one had any idea what was going on. The biggest challenge now is for me to finish this race and to get away with no one looking what's underneath my rescue board.
Like, Harrison's not the fittest looking dude in the world, and he was on a slow board. And he was just ahead of me and he was just kept going.
Hi, Chapo.
I was just checking them off as I went round.
But Harrison hasn't caught race leader 50-year-old Molly. Behind him, Jackson and Joel are fighting it out for second place. On the final sprint, it looks like a victory for the old-timers.
What a weapon for 50 plus years old.
I kind of underestimated him. He smashed it.
Exhausted.
Joel beats Jackson into second place.
Come on, Jacko, finish it, mate.
Battery-powered Harrison still only manages a top 10 finish.
I thought I'd sneakily put my board away, and we were standing around and having the presentation.
Before we do the prezzo, there's been a disqualification.
And everyone started calling out Molly's name, and I thought, how good's this?
Molly! Harrison! The old sleepmaker!
I was caught out big time. But I think of all the guys that I passed, they were relieved to know that it wasn't just me, there was actually some extra help, so.
Molly is the oldest lifeguard to claim the coveted title.